My name is Benjamin Zimmerman, and I'm going to be going to the University of Chicago next year.
I'm Carissa Lee. I'm going to be a senior at Gresham High School in Gresham, Oregon.
I'm Bhayam Badkar. I'm a graduate student at PSU.
I'm John Dash, and I'm Professor Emeritus at Portland State University.
I'm Chelsea Pedersen, and I'm going to be a senior at Clackamas High School.
Doing a demonstration here at MIT. Inside this chamber here, we have two cells, an experimental one and a control cell, just compare temperatures. We have an anode and a cathode, and on this one, the experimental cell, we have a palladium, an active cathode, and deuterium oxide with H2SO4 electrolyte, versus a control cell, which is simpler. It's not reactive. It has platinum and platinum anodes and cathodes, and just light and regular water, H2SO4. We're working on temperatures and looking at which one is warmer according to how much power we're putting into them. They've been run in series. You can see a power supply here, and I run through them both, giving them the same constant current, same power in. However, we have a different voltage for the control cell, which is a bit higher, and a lower voltage for the experimental cell. Now, what's going on here is we have about 10 or 11 watts going into the control cell, a lot of power, and about 8 or so watts going into the experimental cell. Now, with that, what's interesting though is we also have over here two thermocouples, two thermometers essentially, and they're both on the bottoms of both cells. Interestingly enough, the temperatures are about the same, if not warmer, for the experimental cell, which means that although there's more power going into this one's warmer. So that's our demonstration in a nutshell.
We're doing electrolysis of water in which some of the hydrogen or deuterium that's produced is absorbed by one of these cathodes, but not all. And at the other electrode, oxygen is produced, which rises. And these gases, we want to change back into water so that we can do two things. Run this for a long time, and the second thing is prevent an explosion. So we put in this top chamber this stuff, which is called alumina with 0.5% platinum on it, and that's what catalyzes the recombination of water.
I spent the whole summer doing something that no one else in my school has done. All of us were ASC Apprentices, which is a program called Apprentices in Science and Engineering in Oregon. And what we did is we applied for the apprenticeship, and we wrote a essay about why we think we should get it, and Dash picked us. And so he was the apprentice for last summer, and we're the apprentice for this summer. And we come, and he tells us to build cells, and he tells us to run this and take data and see what we can do, try to get better results every summer.
So he picked you, but you didn't actually know what you're getting.
I did not know, actually did not know anything about cold fusion coming into the summer, and now coming out of the summer, I'm at a conference talking about it. So I've made large leaps and bounds for my knowledge of this.
I've been working with Dr. Dash for a year, and I'm really happy I got into this.
How often do you get a chance to do something like this? I mean, I'm never probably going to learn this much about a subject except for what I major in or what I go into a career field in. And so to have the opportunity, it's like to learn one thing and to know it so well that you can go into other things. It's incredible.
I'm a metallurgist, but I've been in the physics department at Portland State University since 1966. One of my specialties, electron microscopy, and so I've been working with these since 1960. And I have some state-of-the-art equipment. I started employing apprentices in my lab in 1980, and about 2 every summer since 1980, and every one is different, but they're all go-getters, and they make a contribution to the work, and this helps them decide what they want to do, and it's a lot of fun. It's a bit risky politically, but that's been the case since 1989, but I was convinced early on that there's something to it, and it's pretty exciting. Just a new discovery in the lab every day, basically.
I've been working on it for a year, and I'm really happy that I'm here. We managed to prove it, and we got a good response, so that's good.
There's definitely a pretty steep learning curve. I mean, certainly when we came in here, none of us had an idea about
Yeah.
calorimetry, that sort of thing, or SEM, or that sort of thing. However, the fact that high school students are doing this sort of thing kind of attests to the fact that anyone can.
I'm going to be working with Dr. Dash for some more time, so we're going to try to do a better job than what we did here. just go higher, I guess.
Anyways, well, I'd just like to say that high schoolers like us have a pretty open view of the whole field. What's interesting though is cold fusion is sort of at the bottom level of wherever it can go, and even if it doesn't end up being the energy source of the future or what have you, there's still something there. It's still something that merits scientific research. And I think that's really what we all should really push for in the future.
Well, like when people ask me, when people ask if it's real or not, and if I believe it, people ask if it's real or not, and if I believe it. Well, basically, I did it this summer, and of course I believe it. I saw it happen in front of me. I work with it every day. What is there not to believe? So.
Gosh, if you can't believe Carissa.
Yeah. You're not gonna believe me. Most of the time when people ask what I did with my summer, I tell them cold fusion, they're like, what is it? And then the second question, or the second result I get is like, do you believe in it? Well, I did it, and it worked, so yeah, I believe it.
Carissa?
It's okay, Turbo.
Real.
Be cool.
Real.
If I can't be cool in high school,
Okay, all right, you guys, what are you doing here?
what are we doing?
Explain it to us. This is cold fusion?
Yes.
Start, then just go down here and say, whatever.
Yeah. Somebody tell me. All right, stand by, hand off for a second.
Hand off.
Okay, and rolling speed, and pick it up anytime.
I think that's really what we all should really push for in the future.
Great. That's good.
Can't we all just get along?
Can't we all?
Any parting shots from anyone else?
The real one. The real one.
The one? The real
My fans and family ask me, what do you think?
Yeah.
You just can't wait, can you?
Oh, I'm thrilled. Can't you see the excitement?